In the last part I took this gaming beast completely apart, cleaned it thoroughly and replaced the thermal paste and thermal pads for both the CPU and graphics card. If you haven't watched part 2 yet, I highly recommend checking that out first. For those who are new here, back in 2005 this gaming monster cost around $4,500 new, adjusted for inflation. It came fully maxed out with a 2.26 GHz Intel Pentium M processor and the legendary Nvidia GeForce Go 7800 GTX. Now let's get this iconic 2005 gaming beast back to its original glory. I'm going to install Windows XP Professional Media Center Edition using an original Dell OM ISO which I have loaded onto a DVD. So, let's boot from the optical drive and start the setup. Watching it load files from a DVD really brings back that 2000s nostalgia. As you can probably hear, cleaning it didn't completely solve the fan noise. The fan bearing is likely worn out, so I'll need to replace it. Hopefully, the installation goes smoothly and we'll have it up and running soon. After this installation, I'm really excited to see Windows XP in full HD resolution on this massive 17-inch display once the graphics drivers are installed, and, of course, to test out the RGB lights. During the setup, I hit my first speed bump, a missing MSXML3.dll error. I skipped it to keep going, but MSXML is Microsoft XML engine and skipping it will probably trigger a chain reaction. Let's see if the installation continues and Windows XP managed to install anyway. Looks like the installation is moving forward. Now I just need to configure things like the computer name, time zone and clock, and so on. Next up is network settings. Choosing typical is the way to go here. It automatically sets up standard TCP/IP with DHCP so the laptop gets an IP address automatically via Ethernet or Wi-Fi. Sure enough, domino number 2 falls. The installer throws a registration error for medctroc.dll because it can't register Media Center components without that missing XML library. So the Media Center application probably won't work, but I'll test that later in the video. Aside from that, the installation went great. It's awesome to see the classic Welcome to Microsoft Windows screen. Now let me set up the user account. And right, since this is a Dell OM ISO, it seems to need some time to finish installing the preloaded Dell softwares. Great, now we're in Windows XP. but it seems we can already see what got broken. The Media Center theme failed to load due to these errors, so it's defaulted to the classic Windows XP theme. We can probably fix that, but first let's install all the drivers for this machine. Now for the most exciting part. The Nvidia GeForce Go 7800 GTX driver. So cool to see that OG Nvidia logo again. Hell yeah, the screen looks amazing now. XP at 1920x1200 resolution looks incredible. Now let's restart the computer so it installs the driver fully. It's so nice to see this beast boot into classic Windows XP now. As you guys can see, the Media Center theme is not available here for the moment. And now I will fix the Media Center theme. I put the missing files onto a USB drive so I can just repair it manually. Perfect, now Media Center style shows up under appearance in the display settings. Let's change to that. Wow, I think it looks awesome, really cool. I have never used this theme before. Now, let's make it look completely authentic by restoring the original Dell OM logo and support details under System Properties. I've grabbed the necessary files and they just need to be copied into the System32 folder. Look at that, awesome. For the final touch, a classic original XPS wallpaper for it. Next, let me install the Dell QuickSet application to see what it has to offer. This is the software that controls the RGB lights. How exciting! Oh, thanks for the compliment, Windows. Yes, it's a really high resolution panel, so of course I want large fonts so the text is easier to read. And here it is. Let's start it and see how it looks. It looks like the laptop pictured in QuickSet is a Dell XPS M1210. I actually have a laptop like that as well, which will be the next laptop I fix up. Here under the gaming tab is the RGB lighting controller in the QuickSet application. The speakers, rear panel and fans all have built-in lights. So freaking cool for a laptop from 2005. Here you guys can see the exact system specs, BIOS date, Windows details and so on. The hotkeys for volume and brightness work great too. That is also controlled by Dell QuickSet. Now let's test if the Media Center application actually works despite those errors during setup. At first glance it seems to be working fine. And here is the final payoff. When we try to launch Media Center in Windows, ehshell.exe crashes through .NET framework, followed by the classic XP error dialog. The rest of Windows XP works completely fine, but Media Center is dead on arrival. In the next part, I'll try to fix this issue without reinstalling Windows. Stay tuned. Now let's see if I managed to fix the Ethernet port, where some pins were bent. I have a network switch here so we can try it. I won't connect this old PC to my real network, of course. Awesome, it works really well. The repair was a success. Now let's try the Wi-Fi. I've set up an isolated test network just for this machine. As you can see, it failed to connect initially, so I tried to see what could be wrong. It wasn't a problem with the laptop itself. I needed to reconfigure the router so the test network supported legacy protocols like 2.4 GHz, VPA, PSKey and TKIP encryption. Now we're finally connected to the internet. Let's try a modern site first, Google. And yeah, it gives an outdated browser warning in my language. Microsoft's own site loaded, but it looks so weird and distorted, haha. Let's try the AllNet instead. It works great. It's built specifically for retro laptops with old browsers, bringing back that authentic 2000s web experience. Great, this really proves that the internet connection on this laptop works good both on Ethernet and Wi-Fi. In the next part I will replace the broken fan and upgrade this beast with an SSD, try to fix Media Center error and so on. Stay tuned and see you guys in the next part. Please subscribe, like and comment if you want to see more of this.